are live. Just a second. Headphones. Okay. We are live. Welcome everybody. I'll let the guest up in a second. Welcome everybody to my annual birthday stream. And since we are a few days from Exxence, that will be the main topic of the live. Welcome. Good morning or good evening.
Good evening. Hey, Alex. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Have you done anything special this morning?
No, just had a coffee, a shower, and that's it so far. But since it's Monday, I had the celebration yesterday with my friends and relatives. So yesterday was the party day, and since it was Sunday, everybody was free. Everybody is working today.
Do you normally get yourself something nice on your birthday?
Yes, a cigar.
Oh, beautiful.
That's my today's treat. I have a huge collection of Cuban cigars, but it's not something I treat myself to daily, so it's quite a special smoke. I don't. I wish I smoked a Cuban cigar every day, but
I would have no idea even how much a Cuban would cost. Like, how much are we talking? If someone is smoking these every day, what are they spending every day?
Well, a small one like this is around 10 euros, I think.
Oh, okay.
And the big ones can go up to 50 or 60 euros each.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they are quite expensive, yes.
But in your opinion, you can taste the quality. Is it all about the taste? Is it the quality of the Cubans?
It's totally a different thing from any other cigar.
Yeah.
There's something magic in Cuba, and even if when they under the communist regime, when many Cubans escaped to the Dominican Republic, and they brought the tobacco seeds they tried to replant in the Dominican Republic. They are great cigars, the Dominican cigars, but they're not like the Cuban. That's something magic in the microclimate in Cuba, in the soil. It's totally different.
I was just about to ask, because obviously even non-cigar smokers know that Cuban cigars are, the benchmark. But I don't think, apart from obviously aficionados, they probably couldn't tell you why that's the case.
Yes, there is. Mostly the difference is of course, in the taste, but because the taste is so much more intense, and so much more complex than in any other kind of cigar. Even in Italy, we have cigars from Tuscany.
Yeah.
Hi, Duncan. Cigars, they are quite famous cigars from Tuscany, but they are basically fermented Kentucky tobacco. and that's it. I mean, zero complexity, a lot of power.
But
If you
they're importing the tobacco. You mean from Kentucky? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no, no, no. It's locally
Ah, okay,
grown.
okay.
We have tobacco plantations in Italy. Not very much, but we have, and we have this kind of cigars that's typically Italian. They are not everyone's cup of tea, of course. They are very strong, very intense, harsh, but every now and then it's nice change of pace. But they have no, they are not nearly as refined, as classy, as complex as a
Yeah,
Cuban
yeah.
cigar.
But I guess I mean Italy is already spoiled for having the best of some things anyway. Like
Well, we have a lot of good things. I don't know if
I
the
what
best overall, but we have.
uh, for some reason, like you were explaining about how the microclimate of Cuba really contributes to the tobacco for the cigars, but like I'm convinced it's the same kind of thing for tomatoes in Italy, especially
Yeah.
near volcanic regions or stuff like that. But I really taste a difference when I'm eating tomatoes there compared to what I can get here.
Well, yeah, tomatoes in Italy are first thing of everything food related. We have a lot of varieties
Yeah.
of mostly everything. I think we are the country with the most varieties of cheese, of wine, of vegetables, and I mean there are a lot of varieties. Maybe we don't have the best in everything, but the average quality, I think, is unrivaled.
Well,
It's
you have
difficult.
not.
It's difficult to reach our average quality.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But you have no idea how much. Obviously, knowing that I'm going to be there next week, how much I'm actually thinking about food.
Yes. Well, for example, a very basic meal like can be a pizza
Yeah,
in Italy. I have tasted some good pizzas abroad, but in Italy it's different. I mean, it's a
I agree.
different thing.
I agree. Shall we talk about some perfume, Alex?
Yeah, scent of the day. Starting with the scent of the day, of course. It's my birthday. Couldn't be anything else. Au sauvage.
Ah, of course. I actually wanted to ask you. I wore that the other day, and I wore it because it was quite a warm day. How does and it's obviously winter over there. You're up north as well, which I imagine
Yeah.
is maybe a little bit colder than other areas of Italy. But how when you wear Eau Sauvage in the colder weather, do you find like any differences to when it's warmer?
Yes, it lasts longer, of course,
Ah, okay.
but
Yeah.
yes, because of course every any perfume lasts longer in the cold. But I mean, Eau Sauvage is a citrus aromatic, is the benchmark citrus aromatic, but it can cut through the cold because it still has some guts, some base. It's not just citruses, and when they vanish, you just have that kind of musky base that's very faint. This is woody. This is lightly animalic. in not animalic, in the usual, let's say, usual animalic way fragrances might be, but thanks to the caraway, which is a sort of cumin, it has that kind of clean, sweaty feel to it. The smell of a man, I think.
Yeah,
The smell of a man that is clean, but has break sweat.
has been
That,
doing a bit of work.
yeah.
My scent of the day. Didn't think to bring the bottle with me, but I'm wearing also one of my long time. It's a long time favorite. I've had it for several years now. That's Declaration from Cartier.
Oh,
Just the original one. So I've got I've got a bit more caraway and cumin
mm,
on than you do. But again, that one there, it's interesting because like when you were talking about Eau Sauvage there, I could have easily applied the same kind of things with Declaration. There's beautiful citruses in the opening. There's probably more bitter orange than the lemon and bergamot of Eau Sauvage. Then you get that caraway, cumin, and there's a little bit of, I find, instead of going mossy, the woodiness is coming off from the birch tar. There is that, but again, it's a little bit and just a little bit animalic in the way you describe it. It's not a full-on animal smell. It's a smell of human skin and
yeah.
just breaking a sweat, and it's just perfect. And it wasn't too hot here today either.
Thank you, Keith.
Hi,
Thank
Keith.
you. Hi, thank you. What's the smell? Hi, Reaper. Hey, thank you.
So
And yeah,
I was just going to say, Alex, you're going to have to make sure that you have at least a couple of drinks next week as a late birthday celebration.
oh yeah, we will. Definitely we will. Speaking of what I'm bringing to Milan,
Yeah.
and since you mentioned Declaration, which apart from the cumin and the smokiness in the bay, to me, off my skin, you can clearly detect a cool cardamom note. Another scent you know very well that I will bring to Milan because to me is one of the epitome of masculinity, and it's and off my skin, the cardamom here really shines. It's a piece, Miscale.
Ah, wonderful.
Yeah, this gives me. Though it's called a piece, which means spices,
Yeah.
and you can clearly detect cardamom, coriander. To me, this is one of the best modern classic patchouli scents. To me, the patchouli is really that, if not the main character here, is really important in this fragrance, and a patchouli done not in a medicinal or in a so-called hippie way or in a
Yes.
chocolatey way.
Yeah.
The patchouli reminds me a lot of Givenchy Gentleman from the
Ah, okay.
70s. And that's why, to me, it's one of the epitomes of masculinity. This is how patchouli was done back in the day. That note
Oh,
of
that's so good.
patchouli is so not retro, but it's so classic and so it reminds me, as I said, of Givenchy Gentleman, of Guerlain Heritage. That patchouli note, I mean.
I think it's a very, very refined patchouli compared to the sort of wilder, more unhinged patchoulis that you can get in some perfumes, where they let all the character of the patchouli come through, and sometimes that's a bit too much for some people.
Yes,
But
some patchoulis are really great even when they
yeah,
go to the more chocolatey way. Like, for
yeah,
example, I know you are not very impressed, but I love L'Instant de Guerlain. This is a very heavy patchouli, but heavy chocolatey patchouli with a lot of cocoa. Though it's not a very sweet fragrance. I mean, it's very elegant, very refined, very masculine. But I think this is more classic, more. Oh, Duncan, it's Mischeo a piece. I will.
I just put
Okay.
it up there, Alex.
Yeah, I was writing, but
Okay. No, yeah, and just on you're talking about L'Instant de Galan, the eau de toilette, yeah, or
yes, the
or
eau de
the
toilette or
yeah,
the eau de parfum, they
yeah,
are quite similar. The eau de toilette is more balanced towards the citrus opening, while the eau de parfum is more. It's less citrus in the opening and more patchouli and warm base. But the scent profile is there.
yeah, yeah. I definitely I have a feeling that if I had ever smelled that one before, like early on when I'm trying a lot of perfumes, I think I've just been a little bit spoiled by all the other perfumes that I've smelled after that. When I was thinking about what I'm actually going to take with me, so for anyone watching, we're obviously going to. I'm only going to be there like a few days, but we're also going to a perfume trade show where there's a very good chance we're going to pick up bags full of samples and or if not pockets full. So I
No, no,
didn't.
literally bags. Literally bags of samples.
Yeah, yeah. I just didn't want to. Some of them don't have any samples to give out, but so with that in mind, I didn't actually plan on bringing too much with me because of that reason. And not only that, I'm going to go and visit perfumeries and I'll probably be buying new bottles of stuff. But I thought what I would do is just take a couple of samples with me, just so I've got something in my bag to spray on. And I'm coming from summer, and it's going to be like, pardon my language, but it's going to be fucking hot this week. We're going to get, high 30 degrees Celsius for the next couple of days.
Lucky you.
But I've looked at the weather forecast as well, so it looks like it's going to be low teens, mid teens. It's basically my winter here. So I'm going to bring something that I'm basically going to bring samples that I want to use up, just as backups. But these are all perfumes I like as well. So I actually forgot that I had this sample. This is from Pep Esxence. It's Ambre Narguilé.
Oh,
The and for this is basically when we're talking about gourmands, this is something that I can definitely tolerate. I don't find it to be really, really sickly sweet. I love the spices in it. I love that kind of. To me, there's a definite nuttiness in here, and I don't know where maybe from. There's a big tonka note in here, but I just really find this very comforting. I know a lot of people talk about this apple pie reference, but
Mm.
I never made that association, mainly because I don't really have apple pie that much, and it just doesn't remind me of it, which I think for me is a nice thing. So yeah, like my plan is to take a few samples and stuff that I haven't worn for a bit, and just use those up while I'm there, and then obviously if my fingers crossed, I'm gonna discover something very nice there that I'm gonna want to wear.
Oh yes, definitely. There will be no need for bringing a lot. In
Yeah.
fact, apart from a piece that I want to use up, I'm bringing one so-called daily driver, a very
Yeah.
versatile fragrance that can last through the day, that can be good for any occasion, day, night. My obvious choice would have been Eau Sauvage Parfum, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
Yeah.
But since this is getting enough love, this is my second bottle.
You already been through a whole bottle.
Yeah.
Oh
A-
wow.
And I'm choosing between two, which are well, they not smell the same, of course, but they can be used in the same situation. One is Pasha Parfum Cartier,
Yeah.
and the other is Equipage Geranium.
Ah, beautiful.
One of those two I will.
So
I mean, they
I'm
are both very classic, like Eau Sauvage Parfum. They are versatile. They can be used more or less in the same situation. Maybe, okay, Pasha Parfum is a bit maybe more playful, but not even that much. I mean, it's very elegant, very classy. Can be used during the day, during the night, no problem at all. They are both very masculine. That's okay.
I I wanted to ask you because I'm obviously very familiar with Equipage Geranium, but apart from Declaration, when it comes to Cartier, I don't know why. I've got no excuse for not.
Yeah.
Is that a
Ah, ci
happy
richiamo. No,
or
it's
your
my
happy
bad.
birthday messages?
Yes, no, it was a phone call from my best friend,
Uh,
but he didn't know that I was leave, so I say I'll call him back.
what I was saying was with Cartier, I really need to explore more of the houses because I've only really tried, apart from Declaration, I haven't even tried any of the flankers. I did own very briefly like a new version of Santos concentrate, which I liked, but I didn't end up keeping it for whatever reason. Like I probably just didn't wear it much. But can you just tell me a bit more about what the Pasha smells like? And so that one's a
Okay.
parfum, but
Yeah,
there are
this is the
many.
parfum, but
Yeah,
there is the eau de toilette. The eau de toilette is a classic citrus aromatic. quite a bitter one in the vein of Eau de Guerlain,
Yeah.
something very classic.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have Eau de Guerlain, Eau Sauvage, it's not exactly the same, but can be redundant.
Okay.
I mean, it's a citrus aromatic. I mean, we have thousands
Yeah. Yeah.
of them. Parfum is different. I mean, it's a modern take on Fougère. It's a little bit boozy. It has some a boozy note. It's quite balsamic. I think it's done in a very pleasant, very competent way by Mathilde Laurent.
Yeah.
And I think it conveys the classic aura of Fougères, but transpond them to a more modern taste, but not being too sweet, too sugary. It's not at all sugary. It has a touch of sweetness, but every Fougère has a touch of sweetness because
Yeah.
tonka bean is
Yeah.
mandatory in every Fougère. I think it's one of the best modern interpretations of Fougères.
I'm
But
definitely gonna
not,
try it.
it's not. If you think a modern Fougère, you can think something in Le Mal territory.
Okay.
No, it's totally not in Le Mal territory. It's not that kind of Fougère. There is no vanilla. There is no mintiness. It has a balsamic touch, some resins, but it's woody. It's really, really good.
I'm definitely gonna try it.
I can make you a decant. I will bring it to you next week.
Oh, that'd be great. Thanks, mate. I just assumed that wherever they had Cartier in, I would be able to smell it anyway. I mean, even here, it's probably still here in Australia anyway. Did you, before I talk about the next one I was going to bring, did you want to answer Duncan's question about the? I haven't tried that Santa Maria Novella.
Let's see. Acqua di Sicilia, I think you mean. No, never. But Santa Maria Novella has a couple of shops in Milan,
Yeah.
so we can go and try. I have tried a couple of Santa Maria Novella. I must admit, I wasn't overly impressed. It's not my brand probably, but I'm always up for something new.
Just out of interest, which ones did you test, Alex? Like, did you go for the
patchouli?
Yeah.
Patchouli and which was I don't remember the name, but it was something extremely retro style and extremely stuffy.
Okay.
I don't remember the name. Probably Marechal or something like that.
Yeah. The only one that I really want to try now, because I've tried them, I've tried most of them pretty much, but the one I really want to try is now discontinued, and our friend Ryan really likes is Aqua de Cuba, which he thinks is a really good tobacco scent. So I didn't like Tabacco Toscano very much.
You should smell like more or less like the cigar.
Yeah.
And it's not something I want to smell like. And another one I wanted to try, but I had not the occasion was Peau d'Espagne,
Ah, yeah,
the
yeah,
leather one.
yeah. I mean, that was the very first one that I smelled from Santa Maria Novella, and it left a big impression on me because up until then, I was kind of very uh, inexperienced when it came to birchy leather, and it was the first full-on birch tar leather that I really smelled on my skin, and it took me a few weeks to get used to it. Yeah, I don't know if you like stuff like that. It's rougher. It's definitely rougher than something like Chiede Russi. It's probably more in line with one of those Andy Tower ones. I don't know, which I always get confused between Lone Star Memories or one of
Oh,
the
Tower.
birch leather
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, they've Santa Maria Novella have got lots of stuff, and usually there's something that people like. I mean, I still like you know, I've still got a Opopenax, and I really like Melograno. But at the moment, they would probably be the only bottles that I would own.
Mm. Sicilia is like a lot like Acqua di Parma, Colonia, but
Ah,
somehow
okay.
more natural and better. And Acqua di
Wow.
Parma, Colonia is another one, another citrus aromatic that
Yeah.
if you have, you probably don't need Pasha, the eau de toilette, of course, not the eau de parfum.
Speaking of Aqua de Palma, I'm sorry if I'm getting sidetracked here, but like things pop into my head when they come
Mm.
up. Have you or anyone in the chat tried? I tried this one that doesn't get talked about too much by Aqua de Palma. I think it's called Futura,
Futura,
FUT Futura.
Colonia Futura.
Yeah, I really like that one.
I tried it because I read the notes and the comments, and it should have been heavy on vetiver,
Yeah, but no, I didn't
which
get much of it of a.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's a good one, but I expected a lot more of vetiver, and I didn't get a lot of vetiver. But I'm a fan of Acqua di Parma anyway. I have many,
Yeah.
and
What is your top Acqua di Parma? Is it one of the Colonia Essenza or
no, Essenza, I have it, but it's too heavy on Neroli, so I have
okay.
to use it sparingly. Colonia Intense, I think, is my favorite,
Okay. Okay.
and Assoluta also, which is sadly discontinued.
And Keith
And
likes the leather, yeah.
yeah, and then in the Blue Mediterraneo line, Ginepro di Sardegna, Mirto di Panarea are both beautiful.
Yeah, I think I've definitely tried the Figo di Amalfi,
Not for me.
which was okay. I didn't mind the Chinotto. I think it's the Chinotto di
Chinotto is
Liguria.
great. Chinotto is great.
Yeah, yeah.
And the one that they had, but it's discontinued. I think you can find it anywhere it was, and it was beautiful. Cedro di Tormina.
Ah, okay.
Oh, that
All
was
right.
fantastic.
And that was in the blue bottle?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that was fantastic.
So I'm gonna mention this is I bought a bottle of perfume for my son at Christmas time, and this place that I bought it from, when you buy a bottle they send you a couple of samples of things, and I got a sample. I don't know if you can see. It's probably bad light. This is 1828. This is from Histoire du Parfum. So
Oh,
obviously.
I have a full bottle of that.
Oh, you do? This is
Yeah,
this. Yeah, this
yeah,
is.
Jules Verne. Jules
Yeah,
Verne.
I have not smelled
Yeah,
this up until last month, right? And this is fantastic.
yeah.
Like really, Like I know that I can smell that there's like a eucalyptus camphorous green note in here, and normally that would put me off most fragrance if it's too strong. But the way this is blended in with pine and citruses, and then there's this nice vetiver note in the base. It's really really good, and like I like it that much that I even will use it, even though it's a dabber.
Mhm.
Normally I throw these things away, but
Mhm.
this is really really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is good.
Jules Verne.
Jules
So
Verne. Also, the 1899, the Hemingway, is
Hemingway, yeah, I
very,
know.
very
I
good.
have tried that one. Yeah,
Yeah, they are
yeah.
both very, very good. They are. I have full bottles of both. They are staples in my summer rotation.
Because I really wanted to like 1725 Casanova, but
Oh, I
I
love it.
did, but it just, I think I liked it, but I didn't. Maybe I just felt like I already had something like, it's not the same, but I already had Sartorial from Penhaligon's, and I think I probably just didn't need
Different.
something like that. But I feel like I don't have anything like 1828 really that I
No.
can think of. So, this might end up being a bottle
And
as well for me.
it has a touch of incense also
Yeah.
in the base, and I'm a sucker for incense, and especially in the last year, I was searching for incense and the patchouli fragrances that
Mm-hmm.
could be worn in summer too. They are made in a fresher way.
Yeah. This one is fresh.
This
Like
wa- yeah, this
you can
this
wear
is
it
a
anytime.
one incense fragrance that can be worn in summer too.
I just think Histoire de Parfum as as a brand slash house. I mean, the people like us know about this brand and know how good they are, but I think they just don't. I don't think they get talked about enough. When you
No.
see who gets talked about on social media,
Mm.
this house, just does their thing. Make good release after good release. So obviously, they've got some not so great perfumes, but they've got a lot of releases.
Yeah, but I think the problem is the same as at Libre d'Orange, for example. They have
Hmm.
a lot of great fragrances, like Histoire de Parfum. But since the modern taste is very much performance oriented,
Yeah,
if something isn't beast mode, it doesn't get top marks. And brands like Histoire de Parfum and Libre d'Orange are not beast mode fragrances, apart from something that, due to its composition, lasts longer, like 1740 Marquis de Sade.
yeah,
It lasts a lot longer. But the fresh fragrances like Hemingway, like Jules Verne, or like even Casanova
yeah,
1725, which is basically a fougere,
yeah, yeah.
they don't last the whole day. They
No,
last their 6 to 8 hours, which is basically okay. I'm perfectly okay with that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But people want fragrances that last through 3 showers. I honestly don't know why. I don't get it.
Well, I'm gonna.
I have some of them, but
Yeah, oh, I mean, look, I don't know how. I don't know what you do on a day to day basis, but my like I don't know how many bottles you have either, Alex, but I've got about 70 bottles, probably another 50 samples that I rotate through. And I talk about this all the time, but like I usually wear two different scents over a day. So in the morning, shower, my scent of the day. Later in the afternoon, it's gone, or maybe, I've gone to the gym, had a shower or whatever, and I spray something new on. So that's like two different scents, but I don't need either of those perfumes to last for 10 hours, like, because
That's
what's
no
the
need.
point? No,
That's
no.
no need.
And to be honest, like, I don't, I think I prefer it that way. Like, I have no perfume that I own, actually, that I say, I wish this lasted longer. Even something like Eau Sauvage, right? I have a bottle. It's a 20. I think it's from 2020. Like, it's only a few
Yeah.
years old.
Yes, mine is also
Yeah,
I have a vintage one,
yeah.
but I'm mostly using the modern one.
And to me, stuff like that, and even stuff like Mugler cologne, which I really love.
Yeah,
I
that's good.
know the joy of spraying that on for me is the first hour, like that first hit of freshness. Like, that's where I get the pleasure from that perfume. So, but if I had to smell that for 8 hours, I probably would get sick of it.
Yes, yes, definitely. I mean, especially if a fragrance is very linear, which and doesn't have a lot of evolution through the phases. I mean, after 12 hours, you either like that scent profile a lot or it gets boring.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
There are a few I have that last quite a bit, like Nasomatto, Black Afghano, or Orto Parisi, Bergamasque, or Tarroni. But I really like that
Yeah,
heavy, smoky scent profile. So I know that just a couple of sprays will last throughout all the day and more. I don't overspray. I go light, and I know that I will smell like that for the whole day. But I love that scent profile. I, if I had something like Eau Sauvage that lasted 24 hours, I would gladly buy it. But if there's something different, a scent profile that I don't want to smell like the whole day, or maybe a sample, something I'm trying and testing, or something very specific, like something I will come up later with. No, I don't like it this mode. I
yeah,
mean, I want to get rid of that scent after it did what it had to do.
yeah,
Like, I don't know, stay with me with the evening out, but I don't want to smell like that the morning after.
yeah. Absolutely,
I want to change.
absolutely. And yeah, yeah. I'm totally with you. So, like, I mean, I I kind of understand when you've been probably collecting, buying perfume longer than I have, but I understand this mentality, especially with younger people, who maybe, like, maybe it's a big deal to spend so much money on perfume, and I think they make this correlation between longevity and value for money, because they feel like, all right, I'm paying this certain amount for this bottle. And if I have to do 10 sprays of this perfume instead of 5, I'm going to use it up quicker. So that, and in their mind, they're saying, well, this is why, something that lasts longer is better value for money. But I think that's a very kind of, I fell for
Mm.
that trap too early on, but I think
Yeah.
it's kind of a little bit naive to think like that, because I don't know about you, but I always, if I happen to be on Bass Notes forum or Fragrantica forum, and I always laugh when people say, "Can you recommend me the longest lasting of this?" But they ask no questions about how good it smells or what it smells like. I just find it funny because
Well,
the,
in that case, always recommend Orto Parisi Mega Mare. It lasts, I think, more than 24 hours on skin,
yeah,
let alone on clothes. Well, you smell like a rotten seaweed, but I think it's not the point of these people to smell good,
they want
just
to be,
smell long.
yeah. I actually wanted to ask you. You mentioned Burger Musk
Yeah,
before from Auto Parisi. Now,
yeah.
I haven't really tested Auto Parisi, but uh, is Burger Musk a freshie perfume, or is it a bit too heavy to be called a freshie?
No, it's animalic fresh.
Okay.
Let's say it. I will bring you. I will bring it to Milan so you can test it. It's a fresh that lasts 24 hours. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
it's bergamot and
Yeah.
musk, animalic
Okay.
musk,
Yeah. Interesting.
and
But you obviously like it, yeah.
yeah, it has a touch of woodiness, probably a touch of wood,
Yeah.
but not wood. The barnyard wood. It's like it's not the main character. It's like a supportive note that
Yeah.
gives woodiness, but it's really powerful.
Yeah.
Really
Okay.
powerful to be a citrus aromatic. It's not even a citrus aromatic because it has no aromatic notes. It's citrus fragrance.
Yeah. 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 I just noticed Duncan's comment about wearing burger mask. So it's not safe for the office then.
Oh, well, yes. I mean, the sample file is office safe.
Okay.
The power, if you just spray once, maybe it's office safe, but it's really, really long lasting.
Mm.
It's not a monster. I mean, it's also a monster projector, but it projects bergamot,
Yeah. Yeah.
basically. So it's compared to the other Orto Parisi, it's not as oppressive or choking for the other people if you overspray. But I mean, I wouldn't recommend to overspray it anyway.
Which is the other one that you had? Have you got Teroni?
Yeah, Terroni.
Yeah.
Terroni is the smell of a barbecue.
Okay.
Really smoky. You know that smell of the embers in the barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of smokiness.
That's a very that's quite a nostalgic smell for me. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I'd be interested in. I'm not sure how I would go wearing it, but I think I'm trying to think of the one Auto Parisi that I smelled, which was very animalic. And I can't remember if it was called. Is there one got called Boccanera?
Boccanera, yes, it's
Yeah.
chocolatey patchouli.
Okay. Like,
The one that was quite animalic,
maybe Sturkis. Maybe that's the
Stercus.
one. Yeah, yeah.
Stercus. Stercus is a Latin word meaning shit. Actually,
I'm just
I
laughing at the comment.
yeah, is basically wood.
Yeah,
The
okay.
the barnyard wood, but I like it. I mean, it's not stinky like some woods I have that are really, really challenging.
So Orto Parisi is Alessandro Gottieri, who also does Nasomato, right? So
Yeah,
he's the perfumer and owner for both
yeah,
brands.
yeah, yeah.
Do you like? I don't know much about why they are different, but do you know much behind the, I guess, the inspiration for either line? Do you know why he decided to do these perfumes with Nasomato and these with Otto Parisi?
No, actually, I don't know a lot about the background. I know some of the fragrances, and you can tell it's the same perfumer because,
Yeah.
for example, Nasomato Black Afghano and Orto Parisi Terroni have a common trait. Let's say they are a bit similar, though Black Afghan is much darker. Some say that it has a cannabis note.
Okay.
I mean, I don't. I would have never bought it if it had. It smelled like cannabis because, let's be honest, who wants to smell like a junkie?
I
And
I
I can't tolerate the tofu stink.
I'm the
So,
same. I don't actually like the smell of weed. Like when, especially when well, actually in any case, like even
mhm.
smoking it or smelling other people smoke it. So
No, no,
I don't know why I would want to smell like that either.
mm, yeah, I have smelled that stink from people smoking weed, and I really hate that that smell. And I would never like to smell like that. First, because I really don't like that kind
Yeah,
of stink, and second, I would never be associated with that.
fair enough.
I mean,
Yeah, I think I was just looking at Duncan's comment with Nasomato. My understanding is that they all come in 30 ml bottles, and they're I think most of them are extra de parfum.
yes, the
Whereas
Nasomato are the 30 ml,
yeah,
while Orto Parisi are 50 ml.
yeah, and they're eau de parfum, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so are
But
you
they're,
bringing?
but they're equally
Oh
powerful.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So were you going to bring any more travelers with you?
Yeah. One, I would like to bring one amber fragrance for in case I have some parties, some evening out, something that's more suitable for evening. I will go with Courjean Grand Soir.
Uh huh.
First,
So
because I like it,
yeah,
and secondly because I have the travel size, so it's much more convenient. But I like the fact that on my skin, well, my skin by now everybody knows that kills completely every sweetness from fragrances, thankfully. And so this one is not sweet on me, but it has that warm amber base, like a warm amber cloud that surrounds a beautiful lavender. So it's also quite masculine on me and comforting and cozy. It's very good and very suitable for an evening.
So when you think about Grand Soir, when you compare it to other like famous ambers, like let's say you're familiar with Ombre Sultan, and what else? Like I know
That
Duncan
was
mentioned
this one that
Ombre
Duncan
114.
mentioned.
Yeah. So where does Grand Soir sit in that spectrum for ambers?
First thing, it's not that kind of gourmand amber like can be amber Saint-Quatorze, which is for me quite similar to Mal Muscravageur.
Okay.
Muscravageur to me smells, as I always say, like an old lady in a bakery. If you imagine an old lady wearing Shalimar
Yeah.
into a bakery when the smell of Shalimar mixes with the smell of
Cinnamon rolls.
freshly baked bread, pastries, and it's a very pleasant smell. I actually don't get why people say that Muscravageur smells like sex, because the old lady in the bakery is the furthest thing from sex that I can imagine. But I mean, it's a pleasant smell. It's a very pleasant smell. Not something I would wear, probably. I have a sample of Amber Saint-Quatorze. I wore it one day. It was Christmas a couple of years ago. And that's it for me. I love to smell it. I don't like to wear it for the same reason that I don't like to wear Muscravageur, though I love the smell.
Yeah.
While Grand Soir sits in the on my skin, because with this I've heard a lot of different versions of how people perceive it on their skin. This can change a lot. On some people it's quite sweet. On me, thankfully, it is not. So on me, it's more on the dry amber side, on the more masculine, like maybe Marlboro, Tigre du Bengal, Chanel Le Lion. That kind of drier amber instead of the sweeter one. Though you can smell the amber accord, which basically the amber accord is the same. It has been the same since 1925 when Shalimar came out.
Yeah.
That's the reference amber. And that's what you smell, basically. In every amber I smell Shalimar. And here I smell a bit of Shalimar too, though not so. You smell it, but for example, Shalimar, the bergamot opening in Shalimar is very important, in my opinion. Here you don't have it. You go directly to the lavender. To me, this is a great fragrance.
It's very popular.
Very popular, and I mean, Maison Francisco Jean is quite a hit or miss with me. Something I like Masculin Pluriel. and Gransoir. Probably they are both very lavender oriented. Probably I like the way he does lavender. And I have a couple of samples up there that which I liked. Maybe not really full bottle worthy, like Petit Matin, which is very clean, fresh laundry kind
Yeah.
of scent, and a gentle fluidity silver,
Okay.
which gives me a very fresh kind of gin tonic vibe. But for that money, I'd rather get Penaligon's Juniper Sling.
Juniper sling. Yeah. Okay. Is that literally like is the juniper? I've been wanting to try that one, but am I wrong in thinking that that's going to be like a gin and tonic kind of perfume?
Juniper Sling?
Yeah.
No, Juniper Sling is not the tonic. That's plain
Ah.
gin.
Okay.
It's like spraying gin.
All right.
Dries down more woody, but it's really that juniper made perfectly. It's the perfect juniper. It's like opening a bottle of gin. Those
Nice.
juniper berries crushed, or when you have juniper berries and you crush them, you know that the gin smell that comes that comes to your nose, and that exactly it's perfectly photorealistic.
Well, I'm along the same lines as you with a amber. I think you probably not the same, but the other sample I'm bringing with me, and it's more so I can sort of finish this decant that I've had for a while, because I will get a bottle eventually, but I'm going to bring Le Lion from Chanel with me as well. This is basically going to be my kind of same reason as like cool winter nights. If going out for a drink or something, that's probably going to be my socializing smell, so to speak. Are you a fan of Lilion,
Yeah,
Alex?
definitely.
Yeah,
I love Le
yeah,
Lion.
yeah. And
I bought it, and though it exceeds the price, I have a threshold of don't want to spend more than 2,200 euros on
yeah,
a bottle.
yeah,
Leon
yeah.
exceeded it, but it's
For the
worth
75
every,
mil.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's worth every penny.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And because you reminded me when you were talking about the Shalimar, but the how the bergamot in the Shalimar sets it apart. And I know everyone talks about the labdanum and the patchouli in Le Lion, but I really love the opening of Le Lion as much as the rest of the perfume, because the opening also has just this, like, it's not even I don't know if you agree or not, but it's not even it's almost like whenever you get a burst of citrus in a perfume, especially in the top, it's usually very bright, it's very refreshing. In Le Lion, the way it behaves with the heavier notes, it just feels like it gives the rest of the perfume this kind of sharpness, stops it from being too soft and polite. Like, I think that's what I really like about
Yeah, it's
Lilion.
sharp. It's
It's
definitely sharp.
it gives it this kind of wildness a little bit,
Yeah,
and I think it's a Chanel, but I think they named it perfectly, this perfume, because it's very
Yes, it's a Chanel, but it's so not Chanel.
Yeah, yeah. It's a savage Chanel.
Yeah, because I think the most typical trait of Chanel is smoothness,
Yeah,
and there is
yeah.
no smoothness
No,
in
no.
Le Lion. Le
Yeah, that's
Lion
what I.
is harsh, is beastly. It scratches you like a lion, really a lion.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna bring the remaining decant, and then sometime when I get back, I'll probably pick up a bottle from here, even though it's probably doubled in price by the time I do
Mm.
that. Have you got any more that you're going to talk about,
Yeah,
Alex?
just one, just one.
Yeah, same here. I've got one more too.
Well, go,
Oh, you
go
want me
with
to
yours.
go? The other one I'm bringing, it's a very small sample. I'm probably bringing too much perfume, but because we're in Milan, obviously, I'm bringing a small sample of a vintage perfume that I have from Crizia, an Italian brand. It's Teatro della Scala.
Ooh,
Just for the fact that La Scala Opera House is in Milan, and I thought I'd bring something that is geographically appropriate for anyone listening who doesn't know it. I'm not overly familiar with it because I've only worn it a few times, but it's a very rich, complex amber. Like it's not just an amber perfume. There's so much
Chypre,
going on. Chypre,
amber.
amber, floral, animalic. Not too crazy animalic, but it's what I would really call a symphonic kind of composition. Everything is in it, but everything
Yes,
smells good.
it's very 80s,
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
80s.
If you're familiar, I get the impression that Krizia as a designer is
Yeah,
this is a perfect kind of representation of their style.
yeah. Because I think the best definitions for that kind of fragrances we had back then is 80s powerhouses
Mm-hmm.
because they have the basically all the possible notes. So they can
Yeah,
be amber fragrances, they can be cheaper because they have all the components of a cheaper. They can be fougere because they have all the components of a fougere. I mean,
yeah,
take for example Kouros, Yves Saint Laurent
yeah,
Kouros. It's a fougere. Yes, it has toncabine, it has lavender, and it has bergamot, but it's also cheaper.
yeah,
But it's also no, it's not an amber because it doesn't have an amber cord, but it's a citrus aromatic, for example. You can put them. They have so many notes they can hit every category,
absolutely.
and so they're just 80s powerhouses. And Crizia Teatro alla Scala is one of the best examples.
Yeah, so I'll take that, and I think I'm going to be for the time that I'm going to be there. I'm going to be well set for perfume. On top of that, anything I pick up.
Yes, my last one is a possible alternative for the evening to Grand Soir.
Yeah.
Totally different one. It's of Olfactive Studio Chambre Noire.
Ah, yes, love that one.
Yeah, this is something I can compare to 1740 Marquis de Sade.
Mm-hmm.
They they are more or less in the same ballpark as leather, woody, dark fragrances. This is also quite long lasting. This is
That I've
beautiful. I mean, it's very elegant. It's very masculine.
From memory, that's got a nice kind of plum note in it, doesn't
Yeah,
it? Like, yeah, yeah,
the plum that does what in 1740 the
yeah,
immortal does,
yeah,
which is smoothening the edges, making it rounder and more refined, more elegant, taming a little of the sharp edges.
yeah.
I think it's beautiful. I
I
used
agree.
I used to have both, but
Yeah, no, Chambre
I,
Noir is a good one.
yeah, Chambre Noir for the evening is a good one.
I think Olfactive Studio is another brand that has some gems in their lineup, and
Yeah,
obviously there's some hits and misses, but they're another house or brand that again like has some really good perfumes in their lineup, but is not a social media darling like a lot of other
no,
brands.
because probably because they don't give a lot of freebies,
No, 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 it's
so
true.
but at least they sell at Exxence for
Yeah.
discounted prices, and every year I bought something from them, and
Oh, do they?
this.
Are they actually selling at Exxon's? Like I know
Yeah, yeah,
they're.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Oh, okay.
sell also Nikolai, for
Yeah.
example, is another brand. This is a 50 ml. I bought it
Okay.
at Exxence last year for
Yeah.
50
Yeah.
euros. I mean, and they
Okay.
also have the travel sizes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this year I wanted, that new. They have this line going for some years. The shots.
The shots. Yeah. I want to get
Yeah,
the Shipra shot. Yeah.
I want to get the leather one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tried it. It was very good. Also, the iris was very good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's
And
good to know. I didn't realize you could buy them.
yeah, yeah, but many brands you can buy. Gravel, for example, Olfactive Studio,
Mm-hmm.
Finessence,
Okay.
Nicolai, Jacques Fat.
Good to know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
Many
but
Regalien.
I just assumed that it wasn't the case because there were a couple of stands, but maybe they were, uh, smaller indie brands that weren't selling anything at the time. But it makes sense. Like it
Yeah,
surely.
many, especially the smaller brands
Mm,
sell because they have to repack everything
yeah,
and
yeah,
go
yeah,
back to Paris or from where they are.
yeah,
They like to sell, and usually the full bottles have a good discount, or you can also buy the testers they had at the expo.
yeah.
You can get them for really next to nothing, and you have almost half a bottle, if not more than enough
Perfect.
for people like us. So,
Yeah, yeah,
well, I
absolutely.
have 300 bottles, so if I get half a bottle, it's more than enough. I always try to buy the smallest possible bottle.
Yeah, same. Especially if you got that much bottles. Yeah,
Yes, if I'm a big fan of travel sizes.
and like I'm the same. If the brand sells 30, 20, 15 mil, like Nikolai does the 30 mil bottles.
Yeah,
You can get travel sprays of them. A lot of brands are doing it. I mean, even though I don't own any Frederick Malle, if I was going to get one, I'd
yeah.
probably start with the 10 mil
Yeah, I have a
spray of it.
couple, two or three of the.
Yeah,
I have Monsieur, I have a French Lover, and
yeah,
I have something else from Mal, all in the travel sizes.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely a good way to go. So let's stick on the subject of Milan. And I don't know how long you have, Alex, but I'll probably need to leave in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Not only Exons, but also the perfumeries in Milan, and you've been there
Yeah.
obviously before. We were talking about, what was the one we were talking about? Was it Mazzolari? Is that how you pronounce it?
Mazzolari.
Yeah,
Mazzolari, yes, is the biggest and probably the most famous perfumer in Milan. It has been there for decades, and it has basically everything.
yeah,
They have also launched their own brand, which I heard good things about. And yes, it's a must visit for perfume lovers, for niche brands that usually you can find in your normal perfumeries. They probably have it.
yeah. That's good to know because
Then yes, then another. Well, we have the Chanel boutique. We have Santa Maria Novella. There's another niche perfumery in the fashion district, Thor.
yeah,
And then there's the department store, the big department store besides the cathedral. It's called
Rinascente. Is it?
La Rinascente,
Yeah.
which have a very good actually perfume department. They
There's
have
no.
some niche also.
It's funny because the Mazzolati, I think I heard about the perfumes before I realized that they were a store. So you're saying that they've been a store for a long time, and then they launched their own perfume brand.
Yeah, they have been. I think I want. I don't know exactly, but I think they are there since the 50s,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
they recently I asked her, and I think they have launched their brand 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay. Duncan, last year I know Filippo Socinelli was at Exons. I didn't actually
Yeah.
get to try any of the stuff because
Oh yeah.
he always had so many people at his exhibit.
Never
But
discovery.
yeah, but Alex knows more about them. I haven't. I actually haven't smelled any of his stuff.
Yeah, I have a discovery set of some of his fragrances because these are just 12, but he has an infinite lineup. He just released 9 new ones that will be presented at Texas. Uh,
Did you say he's got 9 new ones?
9 new ones. He released new ones, nine new
Wow.
fragrances. That's
So do you have any?
that's a lot.
But do you have
I'm
any
not
favorites from that?
uh, not really very impressed by. They are quite similar to each other. They follow a similar path. They're very incense oriented.
Okay.
And there was one that was quite good. Let me check which one. Oh, a Nuit Noir. Here is it. And the other one, Lascia ch'io pianga.
Because his well-known one is Labs, isn't it? That's an incense one, yeah.
Which one?
Labs, Labs.
Oh, yes. Here.
Okay.
But they are all incenses,
Ah,
basically.
okay.
Yeah, this is quite fresh, loves to be an incense. It's while, for example, this one, Reliquia, is more is darker, more. They are all churchy incenses,
Yeah.
really. And yes, they have this nine new ones, which I have seen. I have seen the bottle cap, and I'm not a fan.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Interesting.
there's the hand. Basically, it's the sculpture of a hand doing this gesture, which is
The Pope,
the
the Father.
blessing,
Yeah.
but it looks like a prostatic check, and
Ah.
I am quite scary.
I'm actually still in shock that he's coming out with 9 new releases. That seems like a lot. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it's as you have seen, the discovery set I got and that a friend gifted me. There are 12 fragrances, but the differences between each is so subtle
Ah,
that I think he releases 9, but he did one and tweaked it 9 times.
yeah.
I mean, it's not like he did 9 really different fragrances. He did one, declined in 9 different use.
Duncan, I like obviously Alex has smelled those perfumes and I haven't. But given it was, I will give you an observation from when I was there last year and noticing that his stand exhibit always had like probably the most crowd. I never even got to even try to smell anything, but I think what he obviously Filippo Sorcinelli is very good at is creating an image of who he is, what the brand
Yeah,
is
it's
about.
the stand was, let's say, very visual,
Yeah, I think
very flashy.
yeah. I think the fans of his brand probably like the fact that they're edgy. It's a little bit edgy on,
Yeah. It's yes,
yeah, definitely.
but it's all, I think, connected to the idea of his fragrances. Very churchy incense based fragrances. They are all very churchy incense. The
Because
kind of you remember the stand with the purple, like church purple.
yeah,
He looks like Jesus Christ, and
no, not
with this long
Rasputin.
beard.
But Duncan, I don't know. You might not or know this already, but apparently he's like the tailor or the designer of the Pope's robes, basically. Like that's his
Yeah,
first job, I think.
yeah,
Like if
yeah.
yeah,
Is
works in the Vatican.
yeah, it's the Pope's design, the Pope's tailor.
Yeah.
Creative
Um,
marketing, yes, very creative,
very
especially
creative.
from the Genesis on.
But I promise, Duncan. This time around, I'll take more pictures and videos, and we'll do a YouTube video. I'm sure Alex will do the same. Last year I didn't. I was too like shell shocked to do anything.
Yes, but as Alex mentioned, Nuit Noir is very nice. Like zoologists have many odd fragrances, most may hate, but there's something from everyone. Yes, it's a bit different, I think,
Yeah,
Sorcinelli from zoologist. I mean, zoologist does a lot of different genres, a lot of different fragrances with different notes, while Sorcinelli is mostly incense based. I mean, the church is playground for how he makes fragrances. They
yeah,
all basically incense based, while zoologist as incense, as animalics, as citrus aromatic, as marine aquatic fragrances. So yes, some I like from zoologist. Civet was very very good.
yeah. I like civet. I liked camel.
Camel was very good. Deer
Yeah,
musk,
I
musk
loved
deer was.
rhinoceros was my favorite actually.
Oh yeah, T-Rex wasn't bad. Rhinoceros also good. Also bat. I smelt the original bat.
Yeah, yeah,
Very challenging, but I liked it. It's
yeah. Same.
something I might. It reminded me a bit of Chypre by Orisa Legrand.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
I get that.
that very hurty,
Yeah,
wet
wet
soil,
earth. Yeah,
that petrichor.
yeah. But bat had just that touch of not. I wouldn't call it rotting, but there was definitely like ripe fruit, like
Yeah,
banana. Oh, it was
rotting
banana.
bananas, rotting
Yeah, yeah,
bananas.
yeah. But I like you. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was actually a really
Yeah,
good
not
perfume.
something I would wear every day, but
It's one that you. It's one that I remember when I had a bit. I just loved sitting at home on the sofa, relaxing and spray bat on, and it was just perfect.
yeah,
Especially if it was raining outside.
yeah, I do that with Chypre mousse
Yeah,
from Maurice
yeah,
Legrand. But basically, I mean the scent profile. I mean the main character of the scent profile is there. I mean that wet hurtiness.
yeah,
It's there, and there's also an amouage figment. Figment by amouage
yeah,
is
yeah,
very similar.
yeah. I remember that. I haven't smelled that in ages.
No, I smelled it a couple of weeks ago.
Have you smelled any of the newer Amouage releases, Alex?
Nah, the most recent, like Meander.
Yeah,
Yes, they're not bad at
yeah,
all. The problem for me is that I'm used to a certain way of experience amouage. I mean, amouage to me are a company that does resins like no other. To me, the darkness of their fragrance, how they are resinous is the signature of Amouage. And they stepped away from that.
Yeah.
And to me, they are not true Amouage fragrances. They steer in a completely different direction, more in the more generic, mass appealing style, like they want to be competitors of something like Parfum de Marly.
Okay.
But why? I mean,
Yeah.
why? You have a very clear,
Identity.
very steady identity from since, I mean, I don't know, but they have been out for 30 years or so. Amouage. It's one of the first established niche brands, modern niche brands. I don't know why they have to, and I think they have no problems, in selling fragrances. I mean, they have best sellers in the niche realm for. I mean, they are among the best selling niche brands. I don't know why they have to go into a different territory, which is not there.
Yeah.
It's not theirs. It's Parfum de Marly territory. I mean, taking a mass appealing generic DNA, adding synthetic fixative to crank the performance up to 11 is something that Parfums de Marly does perfectly. They are very good at that. Why do you have to step on their toes? I don't know. It's not your job. Your job is doing resinous fragrances because you do that better than anybody else. Go on doing that. I mean, nobody else could do Fate. Fate is the human bomb. I mean, who else can do fragrance so perfect, epic,
Yeah.
the best rendition of Castoreum since Antaeus? Interlude. I mean, memoir.
Yeah.
Or even
Jubilation.
reflection. I have reflection. I love reflection. But why you have to do meander? What's meander? I don't get it. I mean, it's a good fragrance, of course, or Boundless. They are good fragrances, but they are not true Amouage.
I mean, I noticed that.
Speaking of ambers, we were speaking of ambers. One of the best ambers ever, Jubilation.
Yeah.
I don't know why they well, maybe probably because they want to experiment with something different. They have a new property.
Maybe maybe they're after a particular market as well, like that.
They want to explore new markets, but I mean, it's like in cars, there's an in Italian brand called Lancia.
Yeah.
Years ago, they made a car, which was a beautiful car, but it was a direct competitor to BMW Series 5, Mercedes Class E, Audi A6, that medium sedan cars.
Yeah.
And they sold it at the same price of the Germans. I mean, you step in a new segment of the market, which is new for you. And that segment has been dominated by those cars for decades. If you sell them if you sell your car at the same price of a BMW Series 5, nobody will buy your car. They will buy the BMW or the Mercedes Class E because they have established quality, reliability for years. Your car is new.
No risk.
Yeah. And that's why that's the same with Amouage doing something different. You are going into the territory of Parfums de Marly, which is established in good quality and being the best in what they do for a decade.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good strategy. I mean, I would not buy Meander or Boundless. I will stick to Jubilation. I will stick to Epic.
Yeah, yeah.
And to go to Fate, to Gold.
The classics, yeah.
Yeah.
And they've, you know, like what the big thing I noticed is that they started making flankers of their established perfumes, which they never used to do.
No, the higher concentration. Yeah, that's probably because higher concentration means longer lasting, which was not at all needed, but also less projection. And if anyone has ever by mistake, like I did, oversprayed an Amouage, an old Amouage, you know what I mean. I oversprayed Reflection once, and it was not a good experience. I oversprayed Interlude once, and it was not a good experience, not as bad as Reflection, because I mean...
so Reflection was worse overspray.
Yeah. Because it's heavy jasmine.
Yeah.
And white florals are extremely headache-inducing when oversprayed. And it has a kind of sweeter base than Interlude. And so it was cloying, extremely cloying, choking, headache-inducing, while Interlude was just annoying because of the power of the darkness of the wood and the incense, the resins. That was really oppressive, but it was not headache-inducing.
Yeah.
I think really Reflection was worst when I was sprayed.
I get that. Duncan sold. Oh, he sold your vintage Jubilation.
Oh,
interesting. I like the whole perfume from open to dry.
I like that. God, Duncan, you should have told me. I would have bought yours. No, I love Jubilation. It's really, really good. Another example of a great masculine amber besides Le Lion or Grand Soir. Well, of course, Le Lion and Jubilation are way
different,
more quality, they have way more quality than Grand Soir.
Yeah.
Though I like Grand Soir, but I can't say that's the same quality of Jubilation or Le Lion. They are on a different level.
Yeah, agree. Oh yeah. So at least you know who you sold it to.
No, but I say went to our friend, but I don't know who. But lucky one. And
Um,
another one that was another um, amouage that was unique was Myth.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I never
Myth
got to
was
smell that one.
no was incredible. It started with chrysanthemum and finished with ash.
Oh wow.
Basically, a funeral.
Oh,
No,
good
but
name for it then.
no, it was dark, powerful, and very, very unique.
Is
Yes,
that
it
one
was.
still in production or did they
No,
discontinue?
no, discontinued,
Okay.
unfortunately. It was, yes, a bit gloomy,
Yeah.
but in the right moment,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
it was very, very good.
we have, human beings have moods, so like
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with wearing the right perfume for the right mood. Have you tried Overture?
Yes, yes, Overture, I
Did,
think it's the last real amouage
yeah, yeah, I was going to ask because from I haven't smelled it, and I think originally that was actually only available
in England.
in Harrods, yeah.
Oh.
But the notes of it looked like something I wanted to smell, yeah.
Oh, it was boozy, animalic, leathery, really masculine, bold, resinous, like it was a real amouage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think it was made after they launched the new line of CC amouages.
What? I just got distracted by
Yeah.
the Duncan's comment.
Bolly,
$400. Bally masculine,
Bolly
or is
masculine.
it?
Bolly, I don't know. Bolly, I remember the rum from Bolly.
I haven't heard of it, Duncan.
No, never heard about it.
Anise spice fougere. Ah, it sounds good.
Anise spice fougere. Huh. Like Azzaro, Purom, maybe the same
There,
line.
you just reminded me of another amouage that I like. Bracken. I liked Bracken
Oh,
Man as well.
Bracken.
Yeah, yeah,
Discontinued.
yeah.
Discontinued.
The only one I never liked, and it's very popular. Is Beach Hut Man. I just
Uh,
could not get along with that one.
I don't know if I have Beach Hut or another one, a sample. Oh, by the way, they relaunched the Opus line
Ah,
in the normal bottles,
ah.
and those are good. The tobacco is awesome. The leather is awesome.
Where do you know the numbers for those? Are they
Uh,
all? Because I remember liking Opus 6, which was the amber.
just a second. I have a sample of the. Uh, Opus 7, Reckless Later.
Ah, okay. But they've
Eh,
put them in the regular shaped bottles, the
yeah,
regular
yeah,
amouage bottles.
yeah.
Okay.
And I had also the tobacco one, which was very, very good. But you have to like anise and licorice
Okay.
because it was heavy on that. But I don't know where I put the freaking sample. What I was searching for? Oh, the other amouage. Plum japonais. Not here. I have way too many samples.
That's all right. We can.
Oh, Sunshine. I have Sunshine. Sunshine is not bad.
So is Sunshine the one with Immortel? Or is that I'm thinking of Sunshine Woman? Maybe I don't know what the man.
Sunshine Woman has Immortal. This
Yeah.
I don't think. No, it's a green, very green one.
Okay.
No, I don't smell Immortal at all. It does something warm, but I don't think it's Immortal. I mean, not the Immortal you smell in Sable or in 1740. This is very green, resinous, balsamic. It's not something that you associate with sunshine, actually,
Interesting.
but it's very, very good. I wish I found that tobacco, but I don't know where is it.
I recommend you do a video on that new Amouage collection.
If I find that one, yes, but I have only two: the
Okay.
tobacco and the leather.
Let's see if we can find some next week then.
Amouage had the flagship store in Milan, but they closed
Yeah.
it.
Oh, they closed it.
Yeah.
That's a shame. All right, my friend. I think I have to call it a night over here, but I want to wish you a happy birthday again. I hope you get to enjoy the rest of the day. You don't have to work today, do you?
No, I'm on holiday actually,
Perfect.
so I don't have to work any longer until after exams.
Wonderful.
Now starts to come out kind of honey.
Is that still Sunshine Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it after the initial green burst, there's something onish that could be immortal.
Yeah. Comes through
Yes,
later.
I had the sample, but I sprayed it months ago. I didn't even remember. Yes, it's that kind of hay honey that can be immortal, actually. But it's different from Sable or for something.
I think Immortal is one of those things that changes with whatever it's mixed with.
Yeah,
Mixed with
I have one from an Italian independent brand, Hermetica Fragranze, which is more marine take on Immortal, but it's not. It doesn't have any aquatic notes. It's like smelling an Immortal shrub next to a beach, to a pine forest on the Italian coast.
Beautiful.
I will bring you a sample.
Don't overpack.
No, I have already packed almost everything, but I will add a couple of samples for you.
Thanks, mate. Well,
what I have, bergamasque you want, and
but don't forget, if there's places there that I can easily go to and smell, don't worry about making too many.
no, well, but that one, of course, you can't smell. Oh, bergamasque. That in the Italian brand, it will be very hard. So I will bring bergamasque so you can try it. And well, Pasha, you can find it everywhere, I think.
Yeah.
And any other brand we have mentioned, you can probably find it or in Milan or directly at Esxence. So like Marlboro, Tigre du Bengal, it will be there. So
I'm going to try that for sure based on your recommendation. So,
Yeah, that's very, very good.
yeah. Thanks, Esther. All right, Alex, happy birthday, and I will see you. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, you're arriving
I love. I'll
on.
be arriving early in the week, and
Yeah,
I'll
me
sleep. I'll
too.
sleep off my jet lag, and then I'll be ready for the show.
Yeah, but I mean, we have our phone numbers. We can catch up.
Yeah, of course.
Also, the evening before on Tuesday, I will be already there in the morning. So, if
Okay,
you want to go out for a pizza on Tuesday evening, let me know.
I'll contact you.
Right.
Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
mate.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a
Hi,
great day.
Duncan. Hi, Esther. Hi, everybody else.
Ciao.
Thanks for having being
Thanks for
here.
having me on. Thank you. See you guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Duncan, for being the main commenter. All right. See you guys.
Thank you. Bye.